Life of Kylie aims to present the real Kylie Jenner. Whatever that may be. Toward the end of the second half of the two-episode premiere of Kylie Jenner's new reality show Sunday night, the 19-year-old, seen traipsing on the beach after midnight with longtime best friend Jordyn Woods, wonders aloud about the potential downturn of her enormous fame. "This fame thing is gonna come to an end sooner than we think," she tells Jordyn. She says she has the bug again, meaning the urge to just run away, and reveals, "I just don't know who I'm doing it for." In one of the moments over the course of the hour that seems most honest, Kylie then wistfully compares herself to Kendall Jenner, and Bella Hadid, and Hailey Baldwin, who put their outfits together and are made for this, which seems to be a euphemistic way of saying those three enjoy being seen and riding out the fame roller coaster. Kylie says the only reason she puts any effort into getting outfits together herself, and maintaining her level of fame, is to support Kylie Cosmetics, her successful beauty company. It's an interesting premise. One could imagine Sofia Coppola being intrigued by the plotline of Kylie Jenner's life, as Kylie is an extremely high-profile teenager in an extremely high-profile family who presents herself on social media as an extremely confident figure. Yet tells us she is actually very uncomfortable with the attention and would rather be off in the wilderness somewhere. She begins the premiere by explaining in a voiceover that she laughs in the face of those who imagine her life must be perfect. The only different aspect about her life, she says, is that she has nice things and that happiness lasts 2 seconds. Life of Kylie, a spin-off of sorts from Mothership Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is approaching its 10-year anniversary, is clearly designed to enhance the image of the youngest of the Kardashian-Jenner brood. It is quite easy to imagine Kris having held an emergency session earlier this year to brainstorm ways to amp up the relatability of the Kylie brand, given much of the press attention on Kylie has focused on her on and off relationships, plastic surgery rumors, and various micro-scandals. "Let's give Kylie her own show, and she'll show the real her," Kris probably shouted into a speakerphone at some point, over a takeout salad. But while the show does manage to provide moments that break through and feel somewhat poignant, if not wholly authentic, the complete enterprise feels much too engineered to approximate anything revelatory. The first episode centers on Kylie attending prom with a Sacramento high school senior named Albert. Little is known about Albert. Jordyn just mysteriously happens to have Albert's mother's phone number, and proposes the setup, and the footage from the prom itself is strangely uncomfortable. The entire dance essentially comes to a halt, all eyes on Jenner, and no one present seems to be having anything nearing fun. The producers try desperately to create some dramatic tension. One commercial break hinges on the question of whether Kylie will be able to get a private plane to fly her to the prom on time after a different plane breaks down. Spoiler, they find a plane. But as can often be the case on Keeping Up, the most interesting moments are the throwaway asides or digressions. Kylie noting that airports scare her seems much more fertile territory for examination than anything in the prom storyline. The second episode features a scene in which Kylie communicates with Jordyn via a headset while Jordyn goes on a blind date at a coffee shop, echoing many a 2000s MTV dating show. Again, here, while the shenanigans related to this contrived setup are at times mildly amusing, Kylie fixates on Jordyn telling the date she has 2 friends, repeatedly shouting who's the second friend, Jordyn? It's much less intriguing than Jordyn telling the camera that it can sometimes feel like she is in a relationship with Kylie, given the closeness of their bond. Early in the first episode, Kylie says in one of her on-camera interviews that she doesn't feel like she needs makeup, but then immediately revises the statement, noting the interview feels like therapy, which then leads her to tell one of the producers, excitedly, that they should set up a therapy session for her. This made me think of the email that must have been sent to Kylie at one point asking for any ideas you might have for fun stuff we can plan to film for the show. In the same way, I couldn't help but wonder what the backstory was on how they found Albert, Kylie's prom date. In the second episode, Kylie actually goes to see a therapist, whose identity remains anonymous to protect her therapist-client relationship with Kylie. Kylie proceeds to tell the unseen therapist about the challenges of living her whole life on camera. The irony that this exchange is, happening on camera is probably not lost on anyone. It does seem like there is something about Kylie that's intrinsically different than Kendall, Bella, or Haley, and there is a sense that her life is far from perfect, but neither the therapy session nor the show seems all that interested in digging deep into what that is. One feels like shouting at the television, "Turn the camera off and let her have a real therapy session." This was not, however, one of the suggested hashtags flashed on the screen during the scene.